It's Talk Funny, a podcast by Mark Bailey and other comics from all over. We ended up in Japan because we wanted to visit the historic birthplace of culturally appropriating ramen noodles. The Talk Funny podcast from NagoyaRadio.com and Nagoya Comedy. Here's Mark Bailey.
Just because you're funny.
You're funny.
Oh, haha, you're a comedian. Oh, you're so funny, comedian. I forgot to laugh. Yeah, that's not original, you know.
You know.
You're so funny. I forgot to laugh. You forgot a lot of stuff. You forgot birth control, by the way. Oh, and this is on. We're here with Tim Lennane, just talking about his many mistresses.
Yeah, all five of them.
And
one's thumb, finger.
He's got a Peruvian and a Vietnamese that he just realized he had.
It's amazing, isn't it?
They're not mine. I do have speaking of barbecue, I do have a dog, not the poodle. We were talking off mic about, I do have a dog. He's a miniature dachshund. He's 11 years old. So he's got problems. He's bleeding from his genitals because he has a bladder infection.
Uh-huh.
So my wife keeps saying, well, it's because it's too cold. This is in August, you know. It's not because he's too cold. It's because he has a bladder infection. No, but because the fan is on too strong, and it makes him cold, and that's why it makes his bladder, bleed. Which medical school did you not go to? All of them? That has nothing to do. He has a bladder infection. That's why he's bleeding. It doesn't matter if it's cold or what season it is. Well, he's bleeding because you didn't take him for a walk earlier. He's bleeding because he has bladder. Did I mention he has bladder disease? He has an infection in his bladder. That will cause you. Remember what you didn't learn at Columbia School of Medicine because you never went to any school of medicine. That's what he has. Well, oh, yeah? How do you know that? Because you know what a vet is? A veterinarian said that's what he has. Oh, so now you believe the veterinarian? Well, you always believe all Japanese. He's Japanese, by the way, so he must be right. No, a policeman said it was my fault. All right? Now you understand. Now you believe me.
Well, that's not. I thought that's why I'm bleeding from the penis.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but he is bleeding from that. And she said that's because he's trying too hard to pee. No, dogs don't try too hard. They just either pee or they don't pee. Listen, you suck at being a vet. But, you know the only thing you don't suck at? Being a wife. You never suck when you're doing that. Hello, Patreon. I was going to tell a story. I figured out, you were mentioning earlier before, you were saying, earlier before is always before, by the way.
Yeah, always before.
You were mentioning later before.
Later before. Oh, yeah, before later. Again,
after before. You were mentioning... The girl said,
I don't like sex anymore.
I don't like sex anymore.
And I said, yeah, you just don't like having sex with me.
Right. And I figured it out now. And women treat guys like dogs. And it's kind of like if you have a pet dog. You like feeding your dog, but you don't have to feed him every day to make yourself feel good. You don't care. But the dog really needs to be fed. Twice a day if possible. Especially when he's not tired. He needs to be fed. And it's did I feed him yesterday or not? I can't remember. He remembers whether you fed him. He remembers every time you fed him. Because it's important to him. That's the way guys are. It's important. Sex is important to us, And you talk to some of your cool female friends. Oh, women like sex too. Women like sex like tiramisu. Yeah, it's good once a month or once a year. I don't want to wreck my figure for it. No, guys need tiramisu 2 times a day. So guys need it.
And it's dog food, right? It's kind of boring if we do it every day. Twice a week. Wouldn't you get bored? No. I'm not going to get bored ever.
Well, if your dog could talk, you get your dog outside and say, the only reason you're with me is because I feed you? Yeah, yeah, Einstein. Yeah, you stop feeding me, I leave. Yeah, what do you think? Your personality?
Yeah.
You think I understand what you're saying to me? All I hear, his name is Mocha. All I hear is Mocha. Does Mocha want to take a walk? All I hear is Mocha, 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 stop peeing on the couch. Mocha, Mocha. I know that's my name. Yeah. Don't wear it out. Oh, okay. So my dog would leave me if I stopped feeding him and giving him water. Yeah, he would.
Yeah, but it's really hard for your dog to get out that little doggy wallet with claws.
Yeah,
it's like
But let me tell you, the dog. The analogy falls apart because he's really bad at sex. But that's, I think Louis C.K. said something like that too one time. He said, women think that guys need sex the way they do, which means they don't need it. They don't really need it.
That's true. Yeah.
He said, Joe Rogan said this one time. He said, you got to imagine you've got this gland. The guys have this gland, a couple of them actually, and they're just constantly making this nuisance of a liquid that you've got to get out. You can put it in a doll. You can put it in some plastic. You could put it in a handkerchief. It's got to get out. It has to get out. Can't keep it in there forever. Can't wait for you to. Oh, it's a.
But they taught us in school that it gets reabsorbed, but that's not true, is it?
It doesn't, and it actually it hurts you physically.
Women don't care about that.
Yeah, I don't care about that. Yeah. But what do you? Okay,
women
so
live with pain all the time. That's the whole point.
And then I've had this with a girlfriend discussion. She said, "So when we don't do it, what are you doing?" I said, "Oh, it's coming out, baby." Anyway. No. And I know my hand very well.
We're still having sex, honey.
Ooh, that's gross. You masturbate. What did you think? A ferry comes down? Not only if I'm in San Francisco, but a ferry comes down. There's a ferry on the 6th floor.
You're good.
What do you think? The magic fairy comes, the tooth fairy comes and just takes sucks out the my enthusiasm.
Bodily fluids.
I wish in my dreams. No, it's, ooh, that's gross. I don't want to have sex with you because it's gross. But don't do it yourself because that's gross. I'm sorry, I'm a male. You knew that, right? Did you think it was your sister? But that for them it's like, oh, it's the 3rd Monday on July on a non-leap year. Yeah. So I guess we'll do it then. No.
It's more like, oh, okay, all right, I guess so. I mean, come on, let's have some enthusiasm here.
It's like breath out of your nose. It's coming out. It's coming out. It's going to happen with you or without you. It's like the old joke where the guy, they always said,
with or without you,
I'm still stroking all night long. With or without you. That's another one for
with or without you. Uh-huh.
And I stroke myself away, and I stroke myself away, and I stroke, and I stroke, and I stroke myself away, with or without you. We got our hit. I'm going to have to keep this. I touch my cell phone whenever I'm horny. I touch my cell phone when I eat bologna. I touch my cell phone when I'm on the potty. I touch my cell phone when I buy some potty.
We're not supposed to be doing this, right?
No. This is we're going to be selling this.
Keep that one. Keep it. That's the beginnings of one right there. Yeah.
What was I saying? Yeah, so women, they think, affection and skinship is important.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, I'll do that if you need skinship, you need to kiss. Guys, we don't care about kissing. You can kiss this. We like those kisses. But, the dinner and the flowers, it's all because it's got to come out. All right? That's what you've got to understand. And, it's not coming out tonight. Oh, yeah? You want to bet? Well, if it's coming out with you alone. You want to bet? I know where Acada Park is.
Man.
Hello, Patreon. And then, if you were to get caught cheating, not that any of us ever have.
No.
But if that were to happen, they're shocked. How could you do this? Well, the last time we had sex.
No, can't remember.
The last time we had sex, Clinton was in the White House, and I actually had sex with Clinton. The last time I had sex. Now, the last time we had sex, John Kennedy was alive. Okay. The last time we had sex, Kiss didn't have their makeup on. The last time we had sex, there were 4 Beatles alive. That's how long it's been since we had sex. And how could you? You could just ask. Yeah, I ask all the time. We just ask. You just don't like my answer. It's like, God answers all prayers. Yeah, they're all no. They're all no. They're all tough luck. I'm testing you. Like Woody Allen says, couldn't he give us a written?
Yeah.
Why are you testing me in life?
Can multiple choice? Can you have?
We're the chosen people. Chosen for what? Annihilation? What are you doing up here? Well, you got a plan? It's like the joke with the guy. He said, I believe in God, and he's out in the ocean.
Yeah,
he's drowning, and
a boat comes past.
Boat comes by. He needs some help, and he said, "No, God will save me. If God, please save me, please save me." And then a bigger boat comes by. And said, He has a lifeboat. He has when a life preserver, and no, God will save save me. God will save me.
No, thank you.
You know, a bigger boat comes by. It's a hospital on the water. We can really help you out. You want to get on? And he said, no, God will save me. And then he dies and goes to heaven. God, why didn't you save me? I sent you 3 freaking boats, you moron.
Well, we're hoping God sends me 3 girlfriends.
They were Patreon. Why didn't you give me a sign that I should have gotten divorced years ago, God? Well, remember when you didn't get laid for 12 years? That's a sign, Mark.
I was going to say, there's been lots of signs. God's been telling you something, man.
Do you want the sign in Braille? Are you blind?
And deaf. You're deaf,
Do
too.
you want the can you read the sign language?
You know that whole she doesn't back you up kind of thing?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's a sign from
she
God.
makes me backed up.
Yeah,
That's
exactly,
what she does.
yeah.
She backs it up. It's not blue balls. It's by now it's black balls. What's the cell thing? Some of those guys are mass murderers now. What's it called? It's
Incels.
Incels.
Yes.
Incels. Involuntarily celibate.
Yeah, involuntary celibate.
Yeah, we got a club now.
No, it's a band name.
We've been doing this before you SJWs were born.
It's not like new.
Why did Adam eat the apple? Because he wasn't getting laid. I think actually the apple is. I think that's actually a symbol for sodomy.
Maybe.
Which, it's try that, because ever since that apple, who cares? It's not in the Bible. Don't eat apples.
So the idea is
about that.
When Adam eats the apple, he turns gay.
The sodomy in the Bible, even with a female, is wrong.
Yeah, but if you're having sodomy with a female, isn't that like really being gay anyway?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, Mister.
So,
I don't know. Expert.
I'm an expert.
You're the expert. So now let's talk to an expert in comedy. Why are you so funny?
Come on, tell us a joke. Tell us a joke.
I had that in New York with the guy, passport control. What are you doing back in New York? And I said, well, I do comedy. I do some other jobs. So I do comedy in Japan. I'm here to do some comedy in New York. Oh, you're a comedian? Yeah, I used to think so. Tell me something funny. And I said, well, I don't.
Something funny?
I said, I don't usually perform at passport control. So it's my first time. So I said, well, this is my first joke, so please don't laugh. And he didn't laugh. He said, I said, you know what? I'm a teacher. Because I'm never going to convince you I'm a comedian. But I said, he goes, so where are you playing? I said, well, I'm playing at a couple places. There's a Punchline in Newark. I'm playing there. Hopefully playing Caroline's. And he said, no, seriously, what's a joke that I could use that would make people laugh? And I said, well, I think you kind of intimidate people because of your job. And you haven't smiled the whole time I've talked to you, so I don't really know if I can help you.
I mean, I can imagine that seems like, come on, tell us a joke. Okay,
no,
ready?
I hate that.
Are you ready for this? Ready? I'm carrying drugs. Just joking, yeah.
You ready for a joke? Ready? This is the last time I'm going to tell you. Allahu Akbar! I think we'll cut this off while we're behind. This is Mark Bailey with Tim Lennane on Talk Funny. Thanks for listening. Catch us again next time, guys.